Hey gang, it's Dave. Welcome to our January 2026 release number 20 live giveaway. This is going to be a good show. I'm excited about it. We've got a really special guest tonight, and it's also our first giveaway using our new mobile app. So we're pretty excited about that. And without further ado, I'm going to bring on Michael and Adam. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey Dave.
Good.
Michael looks like he's out in the water, but hate to burst your bubble,
I'm
but
just
he's actually
thinking about
not.
it.
He's
I have,
thinking about it.
it's been over a month, so I'm trying to do everything I can to
Yeah,
fight off the blues.
it's been a terrible cold winter, and we were talking about it before we went live about how we're sick and tired of this cold weather. But I think we're looking at like 2 solid weeks of temperatures up to the 70s. So our water temps are like here in Charleston, they're really cold. Like the harbor official temp is like 45, 46, and it's I was on the water the other day, and it was like down to like in the 40s, and then up to 45. And I'm just seeing Scotty says he is not hearing me, which is the same thing we had happen with Daniel. That's a problem.
He might want to pop off and pop back on and see if that'll clear it for him.
Yeah. If you can hear that, Scotty, why don't you try that?
They're pretty good about raising our subscription price every like 6
No.
months, but let's back it up here, StreamYard. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave, I saw my neighbor yesterday. I was driving by and he's got a little skiff. He goes real skinny fishing up and around Allendale, Adam, where we go a lot. And he went out, I guess, what was it, Saturday? And he said he felt like he found a bunch of reds warming up in the flat, and they wanted absolutely nothing to do with anything he had to present them. So he was just sightseeing, I guess.
Well, I've seen some big trout caught, which is a good sign. And we caught 7 reds the other day, working them real slow. Redfish are fine, but it is what it is, I guess. So I'm going to bring on our little summary here and walk through. So this is something that I wanted to go over because it's just a summary of our last year, which I think we had a really good year. We had 9,026 fish released in the program, which was a 25% increase over the prior year. And that broken down was 6,190 red drum, 2,260 speckled trout, 418 striper, 92 flounder, and 58 sheepshead. So pretty stoked about that. And we have 145 guides in the program, and the national leader was Captain Jimmy Skinner here in Edisto Beach, South Carolina. Fontaine Charters, he had 1,255 releases, which is staggering. South Carolina was the most releases with 3,930, followed by Virginia, which is saying something because Virginia had a big cold stun last year, and most of the fish that they usually enter are trout, and there weren't many trout to be around. So those are mostly redfish and striper. North Carolina in third, Florida fourth, and so on, down to surprisingly, which I think is really cool, Rhode Island with 52 releases, and that's a couple guys up there striper fishing, which is really awesome. Like that's just showing the reach of growing our sort of geographic area, getting bigger and bigger. And as we keep planting seeds around the country, that'll keep growing, which is cool. The conservative number of trout eggs spawned as a direct result of releases into the program is 326 billion eggs, which is pretty wild. And then we have some events that we have been doing, which is like we have a speckled trout tournament in Louisiana. We're going to talk about that in a minute. We've got another version of that coming up. We had an inaugural tournament with toadfish outfitters that was called the Put 'em Back Release Tournament, and it was 100% catch and release, and it is going to expand this year to multiple states, which is pretty cool. And then we had again, we had a booth at the Haddles Point Expo. We did some seminars and met a lot of people, which is really great. And then lastly, we have the Grand Strand, South Carolina area has a flounder release tournament, which is pretty cool. And they've made us a partner where they've had like our name, our Release Over 20 mission is on their trophies, which is really cool. So I got to go up there and present the winners with their trophies. So yeah, it was a really good year. I think we're going to talk about some of the reasons why I think this year is going to be even better. What I wanted to talk about next was our big event coming up, which is our Turn the Tide fundraiser event. It's going to be on March 15th from 1 to 4. It's an oyster roast held out at board member Carey's house in Allendale. It's a private property on a creek. It's a really beautiful place. And they even have donkeys for kids. So it's going to be a family-friendly event. And I did want to mention that we are actively soliciting sponsors, and we have, as you can see here, opportunities for sponsorship to go all the way down to just $250. So it's like whatever your comfort level is. But I mean, this is what's keeping the lights on with us. It's very important that this event is a success for our organization to be a success. I want to reiterate that our entire board of directors is a volunteer. We only have 2 people that we pay, and that's our social media person, Ashley, and then Christina, who does like our shipping, which is very small amount of money, but the rest of the money is going back to outreach. So we appreciate if you have a business, you know someone who believes in the program, who would like to put forth a sponsorship, you can go to our website. It's just listed right there in the bottom. It's releaseover20.org/turnthetide. And it has a way to pay for a sponsorship right through the website. But you can also buy tickets there. They're $50 a ticket, and that includes everything, oyster roast. It is a cash bar, but we will also have like a raffle there and stuff like that. So it's we're excited. This is our main focus right now, making sure this is a success. Hope you can join us. And I wanted to point out so far our sponsors. I wanted to shout out our sponsors that we have so far lined up, which is iStrike Fishing, Pure Flats, makers of the Slick Lure, Toadfish Outfitters, Bull Bay Rods, and Z-Man Fishing. And our half-shell sponsors are Michael's Company, Technical Angler, and Coastal Angler of the Low Country. It's the Coastal Angler magazine. So hopefully adding to this list in the coming weeks, but I wanted to shout them out.
Yeah, Dave, it's the maybe I don't know if I've probably been living in a cave, but I haven't actually heard of that magazine. So when I saw it pop up on the
really
vendors, I was like, oh, what I've literally been under a rock. So
yes,
it was cool, just the outreach that this can have with folks.
If you go to like most marine type businesses or like Haddles Point, like they all have like a stack of them, and they're free.
Okay. They're
advertiser based.
Nice.
I used to write an article for the Low Country version before it changed ownership, and I talked to the current owner, and I might be doing some at some point, but I told him I can't commit to it because I was always like late for the deadline.
Nice.
So my article was called Artificial Intelligence, which I thought was kind of cool. It was like talking about artificial lure fishing.
Nice.
We if you didn't know, we've got a new app Michael can expand on this, but we started only taking submissions this month. In fact, last month, but we didn't start till like the third week. And nevertheless, we'll talk about how many entries we had, but we had over 500 entries, and the feedback has been outstanding with it. It's free. The QR codes are there for downloading. You can go on your app store, whether it's Android or Apple, and search on just Release Over 20 and go ahead and download it. We want to make it very clear that this is not, there's no ads, there's no GPS tracking. Michael's done a lot to make sure that your data is secure and private. And the main reason that we made this was that we had people give us feedback that the way we were asking people to enter fish was a pain in the butt. It was you had to keep re-entering, your email address, and it was kind of wide open as far as like you're entering your information. So our charting, for example, if you put in like Dave for one entry and David for another, it would count that as two different people. The list goes on and on. But the main thing is it was hard to enter a lot of fish. And now it's like as simple, as easy as possible. It's literally once you get onboarded, you just open the app on your phone. You're already logged in. You hit submit catch. You choose a picture, choose a species, choose a length, and hit enter. It's that easy. Michael, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I would just say like the only thing you're required to do is have an email address. So like when you use the app, like if they're like we do get some fields from you if you want decals, like the helmet decals and stuff like that we need an address, but it's all optional. So all we really need is an email address, and that's just makes it so we can continue to have you as a current user with a session, so you can just add and kind of create your own log. So there's been some feedback on some of the stats, especially from the guides. So we'll definitely be bringing you guys all more data in that realm. I know the guide section was a little bit skinny to kind of get this ready for January. Was trying to get it out there so we could start using it without having some of the things like delay it month over month. So we're definitely going to iterate on it and make it have the information that you all want to see. So we're, kind of taking feedback from that notion. So if you guys have feedback on stats or things that you want to see, let us know, because we'll be working on that in the near future.
And we have an email, support@releaseover20.org. You can go ahead and enter or submit feedback through that. Or if you have any like issues with anything about using the app or anything like that, just let us know. We're here to make it as good as it can be. And since we're talking about this, you will probably notice if you go to our website and you're looking for the charts, you're going to see that they're frozen on 2025. And that's because that's our old database. And we sort of froze everything at the end of last year. So please give us some grace as our focus has been transitioning to this app. There are leaderboards on the app, by the way. I don't show it here in the screen, but you can see where you stand based on each month and also the year. But over time, we'll start getting some of that data back on the website. So just please give us a little bit of grace to figure that out. We all have full-time jobs and not a lot of time, but we're doing the best we can.
Yep.
But
yeah, all the historical data, we want to merge that with net new, so we have the all-time views. Like everybody's used to. We're just making sure this is stable, and then we'll try to focus on the other portions for you guys.
Exactly. All right. Look, I alluded to earlier, we have I guess it's our third annual Hopedale Trout Tournament coming up on April 11th down at Hopedale Marina in St. Bernard, Louisiana. This is the crew from last year. We had a really good time. I think we had 10 or 13 teams or something like that. Do you remember, Adam? How many
Yeah, I
teams
think
we
that's
had?
about right.
Yeah. It's 150 per boat for 2 anglers, $50 for an additional angler. You have up to 4 people per boat. It's primarily a trout tournament. It's all catch and release. It's done through Fishing Chaos app. And there's also a side pot for redfish with the most spots, I think. But the people at Hopedale were so great. Really glad that we were there. The people that came to the tournament were all like really good people. So I hope you can join us if you're in that area. Love to have you. Adam and I fished it last year. We're both going back again this year. We're really looking forward to it. Adam, what was your favorite part about it?
Oh, I mean, it was all fun. Honestly, there wasn't really
Yeah,
just solid. 3 days of solid fishing. What could not be fun about that? Honestly,
exactly.
and good company. Everyone obviously really. All the other teams, everyone really, good folk for sure. Good time.
Yep. Our team didn't manage any over 20s on tournament day, but we were close. I beat a 19, I think. There's something like maybe 6 over 20s that were in the tournament. I had a big one the day before, 24 incher. Didn't need it. I needed it on tournament day, but didn't get it. But it's gonna be fun. It's low key, and everyone there is kind of doing it for the right reasons. So come on out and join us if you can. Okay, so I want to introduce our special guest, Scotty Sevins. He is a guide out of New Jersey. And if you don't follow him on Instagram, you need to go look him up and follow him. It's I'll let him tell you in a minute what his handle is. But very entertaining. He's got some incredible catches, as you can see in this picture. But very much values conservation. And without further ado, I'm going to bring on Scotty. Hey, Scotty, hold on a second while I let me figure out how to solo you here. Let's see. There we go. I did it right this time.
What's going on, guys?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I had to log out and log back in.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
It's so weird. It's so weird. I don't.
Yeah,
I thought Daniel was messing with you last time. Honestly, Dave, when he said it happened.
Yeah,
but
I wish we'd known that with Daniel. We could have. Well, now we know going forward. But yeah, Scotty, thanks for joining us. This is your second time on the program, but it's been a little while, right?
Yeah, it has been. I'm really happy to be back, and especially connecting with you guys because RO20 is it's like a code that like I live by up here in Jersey, especially like we don't have the redfish fishery or the speckled trout but we got the striped bass and especially sheep's head. Sheep's head is really like my main niche. That's what I guide for primarily, and it's just it's just a program I believe in, like with everything I have. So I got your stickers all over my boat, and it's just something that I follow. I just I never deviate from it. You know what I mean? So
That's cool. I mean, I think there's some of us, I think a lot of us who follow us that like you kind of feel it in your bones, the conservation, right? It's
absolutely.
It's just kind of like how you live your life. And so tell us a little bit about your sheep's head fishery. Like there aren't any regs up there. Is that true?
So, okay. So reds, I would equate them to like the Jersey unicorn. You know what I mean? Now we do have redfish that make it up this way every single year. There is like I actually, believe it or not, I can mark them like with my fish finder. I can usually tell the difference between species. And I see them show up every year somewhere around first or second week of June. I'll start marking them. And which is funny. One year, it was somewhere around the second week of June. I believe it was 2022. It was had a pair of reds follow a crab and a jig right to the boat, and like I like lost my mind. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. And a few weeks later, in the next bay up from me, there was a few caught, and there was a select group of guys that were really dialed into wherever they were and however they were feeding in our area. And they got a number of them over that summer. And back in, I want to say 2023, in our back bay, I found it was about 25 or 30 pound dead red drum floating in our back bay. So they are up here. And we get offshore, especially sometime around July. There's some of the ridges that are like maybe like 20-ish miles offshore. um you'll see people catch them out there, either jigging, or they'll see big schools on the surface cruising around. But yeah, it's not a fish that we can like specifically target up here. It's like you're kind of lucky if you get one, you know?
Sounds like catching a snook here in Charleston. It's the
Yeah,
same kind of rareness. Like they're
yeah,
around. We all know they're around, but I've never caught one. I've seen some, but same thing.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
interesting what you said though about them being 20 miles offshore, because if you know about like the life cycle of redfish, they get to be adulthood and they leave the estuaries and they live the rest of their lives out in the ocean.
out in the ocean,
And
right.
so
And
those must be like part of that brood stock that's coming from who knows where, in
yeah,
your
it's
area.
it's
Weird.
interesting. The ones that are out there, they're all big. I mean, they're huge fish. They're like 40 pound fish, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? That are out that way. I actually had a buddy of mine who was running in, I believe it was end of October, maybe yeah, sometime around the end of October. They were running in because they were fishing for bluefin. I think they stopped like 40 miles offshore on some lumps, and they were marking a whole bunch of fish. And they thought it was tuna, dropped it down, and they were bull redfish,
Hmm.
believe it or not.
Pretty cool.
So yeah, it is. And actually, there's some drone guys that I follow that are from up in Jersey, like I would call it like Northish Jersey, that have gotten big schools of reds on drone footage of big schools of reds, actually up by Sandy Hook. So it's pretty. They're around and they make it up this way for sure. And I think that there's like a decent there's enough of them to where it's like you hear people catch them every year, but again, it's something that's really, really, really difficult to actually target.
Hmm.
It's
And
only a matter of time, I feel like, before I end up getting one.
yeah,
um
I'm sure it is.
yeah.
When you like, tell me about sheep's head. Like, I don't think that there's no like regulations on them up there, right?
Yes. So that is another huge reason why I am so passionate about the Release Over 20 organization, because the fisheries committees in New Jersey and the people that make the regulations, that don't really know anything. They refuse to recognize it as a fishery up here in New Jersey. So in turn, there are no limits on them. And we have people not only and I'm not pigeonholing anybody, but there's been a lot of spear guys that'll end up, you'll see they'll take a stringer of 20 to 30, 8 to 10 pound fish. You know what I mean? Just because they're fun to shoot. And that's, there's been countless situations like that. And it's really grown in popularity. I guess there's, not that the secret has gotten out, but it's become with YouTube there and podcasts, like a lot of the information about how to target sheepshead up here really blew up, I would say, in the last few years. And you have a lot of people killing big fish, especially like the giants. You know what I mean? Um, they'll see like a 10, 12 pound fish and it's like, oh my God, this is great. You know what I mean? And you see them, unfortunately, people are killing a lot of those fish. So not only do we not have any regs, but people are also killing the big fish, which is something that I don't know. If you're any, you guys are conservationists, so like I'm sure you understand how it feels to just kind of see something like that happen. Like imagine one of your most prized fisheries with no regs, and then seeing, you know, seeing it before it even has a chance to flourish or get protected. You're already seeing the problem. You're already seeing a decline in the fishery. You know.
Do
So.
you know, like probably going hand in hand with not having regulations, there's probably no research going on with them either, right? It's like,
Very, very little. I mean, Rutgers does some. That's why I've been tagging. I mean, I've been tagging them uh for years now. I mean, probably going on 4 years now. I've been tagging sheeps, and I didn't really talk about it a lot, like the first few years, but I've really I would guess I've really made it a point to show that the tagging process. Like I try to document every fish that I tag. Like I'll make a video of the tagging being done, a video like holding it, and a video of a release. And try to get some underwater shots with that. And I'll document and make a video of every single fish that I tag. I usually tag with Gray's Fish Research tags. And it's just nice to have that documentation. So, a fish comes back, I can go back and look at that video of that fish being tagged, and you can see the dates. Like, they keep a pretty good database too, where you can look up any fish that was tagged, really. So, but
and you
I
left
like,
something out though, right? You name them too.
yes, yep. Everyone gets a name to identify them. I have a lot of people name them after maybe someone that was close to them that passed away, or um a lot of the fish have like very sentimental names usually.
That's so
So
cool.
yeah, it is. But it makes it hurt even more when you see a fish that you had just tagged
Retained. Yeah,
10 days later hanging from a meat hook at a bait shop,
exactly.
So yeah, it's just something that that really I don't it really grinds my gears.
Yeah. One
So
thing that we've been like we learn a lot just about like the fishery on a regional basis. This has kind of been one of the fun things about running this program is that you talk to people like you, and it's like we have research, really good research on sheep's head here in South Carolina, and it shows like one of the things that we put out is that an 18-incher might be 5 years old, but it's probably 10 when it's at 20.
Exactly.
They slow, the growth slows really a lot.
Dramatically.
But I'm wondering if they grow faster up there or they're just very, very old fish.
No, so what it is like the largest of any species will always push their migratory range the furthest. So that's why you'll see like up where we are, and now there is sheep's head above us up into New York even. And Long Island. I wouldn't be surprised if there's stuff even a little bit north of that. But we where we're at, we really get the biggest of the big of the species as a whole, you know?
Yeah.
So we don't have a lot of species to fish for up here. Let's face it, like a lot of our fisheries have died, overfishing. A lot of our fisheries are like really overfished. This is a fishery that we're like blessed to have. A friend of mine, Dan Schaefer, Captain Dan Schaefer. I don't know if you're familiar
I know
with him.
Dan. Yeah, he's a sponsor.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. He's the one that started Bottom Sweeper Jigs. Good
Yep.
friend of mine, mentor. Dan pioneered this fishery for the entire Northeast. Yeah, he really did. So, I mean, no, I'm not saying that people didn't accidentally catch sheep's head in New Jersey prior to Dan, but Dan is the one that dialed it in, figured it out, pioneered it. So we really wouldn't have this fishery without Dan Schaefer. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it is.
So I want you to tell us the story of when you almost got sunk by a whale.
Well, so that was
set us up on the whole like what was happening. Like,
so
did you know that was going to happen?
No, no, not really. So that was last year. And the funny thing about it is that got caught on I got three different angles of that. So a buddy of mine randomly was videotaping the whales because we had two humpbacks around us while we were striper fishing, feeding on all the bunker. You know what I mean? So he was videotaping them from afar coming up, and I was videotaping the whales as well. And I also had a camera on a big selfie stick pointed up front. So I just happened to be videoing, the whales like feed on bunker because they were full on breaching, and one it breached. And when I tell you when it landed back in the water, this whale, its head had to have been like 6 feet from our boat, 7 feet from our boat, maybe. I could have reached out and touched them with my 8-foot rod, probably. So
Crazy.
that was wild. Yeah, that was last fall. And I'll tell you what, there was a lot of I had probably 12 or 13, no lie, near struck bys and close calls with the humpbacks last year. They were just everywhere. And this year was different, man. I don't know if you guys have problems with the Omega boats down by you scooping up a lot of the Manhattan or the bunker.
We don't have them.
Yeah, so basically, they're the boats that make the fish oil pills, and they'll come in, and it's become a big time issue in the Northeast up here. And I did hear down in Louisiana they're having problems with it too, but they'll go and they'll scoop up hundreds of thousands of pounds of bunker and God knows what else they're scooping up with it. and they're cleaning out all of our bunker. And basically, our fall striped bass run, um, like depends on that bunker. I mean, that bunker is the reason for our fall run, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw there was a bunch of boats that were well north of us this year. I believe that they were off some were off like Massachusetts or Cape Cod, and then off of Long Island and areas like that. And I saw a direct correlation between last year, the amount of bunker that we had, and the amount of bunker that we had this year. And in turn, I maybe only saw two humpbacks this entire year, believe it or not. At, and that from last year, I mean, my God, we would go out and we would see them almost every single day for like uh, half of our fall run. I mean, it was incredible just putting on displays, but
Hmm.
so
Wow.
yeah, that's another thing that's like a big problem right now that they're trying to there's a lot of organizations that are trying to get that in check and kind of fight against that, you know, to get that protected because
Right.
it's just you know, not they're scooping up thresher sharks, they're scooping up striped bass, and it's all you know, none of that stuff survives after, you know,
Right.
even if they attempt to let them go.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's a problem in the Chesapeake Bay too.
yep, yeah, huge problem down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really is.
Awesome. Well, let everyone know how to find you on Instagram.
Yeah, so I'm really pretty easy to find. It's just at Scotty Sevins, and Sevins is Sevins. Um, my YouTube is same thing, Scotty Sevens. My Facebook business page is different though. It's Sevens Fishing, Sevins Fishing, and that's where all my my release, my tag and release videos mainly get uploaded to. Is my Facebook business page, and also my YouTube. I upload all my tag and release stuff and a lot of different clips from up to my YouTube shorts. So
Awesome.
I do post some on my personal Instagram, but I've kind of shied away a little bit from posting some of my tag and release on Instagram for some reason, um yeah, it's something that again I'm really passionate about. Some of the data that I've gotten back from the sheep's head is just mind blowing. You know, because I don't know about you guys down there. You were talking about how you got some really interesting data back about your sheeps down in Charleston. But up here, like our fish, they're not migrating south for the winter. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that our fish, they're migrating offshore into deep water, probably to the continental shelf, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Very similar to like our big black drum that we get they spawn up here in the Delaware Bay, and I believe there's probably a spawning population up in Raritan as well. But those big black drum that we get in that run, like they don't migrate south again once they're done and at the end of the season. Are those fish are actually moving deep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and my theory is that they're spending their winters in like off the edge of the continental shelf, like a lot of different species do. Like flounder will do that too up here,
Right.
you know.
Right.
But
That's what we know about ours is that they'll pretty much be inshore structure in the warm water. And then
yeah,
like right now they're at our nearshore reefs, maybe 10 to 15 miles offshore spawning.
okay. Oh, your sheep's head are
Yeah.
interesting. So your sheeps are spawning this time of year then.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Hmm.
So that I believe is a little bit different from our population that we have. Like ours, I'm going to say I'm 98 to 99% sure that ours are spawning up here in the springtime. Because especially for the first even through June, when you bring up the males, they're hosing down the decks. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We do some of the females we get even then are I've had them releasing eggs on the deck, and you can actually see like it's really hard to tell sex on sheeps and big sheeps. And I may be wrong here, but um, do you know how to tell? Do the males not get over a certain inch or pound range?
I don't know regarding sheep head. I'm not really sure. Usually, though,
Yeah.
the females are larger in general.
Yeah.
I mean, in most species, you know.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I
Mhm.
definitely know that. But we'll catch. So some of our real big ones that we catch, um, I would almost be willing to bet are male, but then you'll there's two different kinds you'll catch. Then you'll catch some really big ones. I'm talking like 25, 26 inch fish, class fish that are, you can tell they're spawned out females, like they have like an indented belly and
Mhm.
everything. Their shape, their whole bottom, the bottom of them, the whole shape is much different. And it's not that their bellies aren't full and they're just skinny. You can usually tell that they're spawned out.
Mhm.
So
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, Scotty, thank you for being such a good steward of the
Yeah.
fishery up there and also a supporter of the program. I
Hmm.
think, people will follow your lead up there and let us know what we can do to help you get the word out, and we'd be glad to do what we can.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I just appreciate your organization and what you guys do. And especially it's been quite a few years now that you've had Sheep's Head a part of this. I mean, what are we going on, 5 years now, probably, that you've added them?
yeah.
Yeah. Um, because your organization is going to help states like ours that don't have any regs and it's not protected. It's really, it's once people hopefully get change their mindset and get behind and find out more about the organization. That's why I try to tag you in all my big, especially like my big sheep tagging videos, and try to get you to collaborate with those. Because it's really important that we get the word out about your program and educate people the importance of release over 20 in general. So
Agree. Agree.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much, and
Yeah.
let
Hey,
me know
hey,
when you're passing
Scotty.
through.
Hey,
Go
Scotty,
ahead.
real quick. Why do you think?
Yep.
Because they have regs on tautog up there, right? So why tautog and not sheep's head? Like, they're kind of
Because
similar fish, no? I mean, at least where they
yeah,
live.
they're somewhat similar. Like a tog is a wrasse. I'm not sure what sheeps are related to, but they really look like a big porgy. We have porgies up here. They don't have teeth though. To be honest with you, because it's such a new fishery, that I think that the people in charge, I'm going to say it nicely, think that it's just a fluke and it's like not like a full blown fishery. And like I'm making a living guiding specifically targeting these fish, and I it's it's a fishery that's here and it's here to stay. And if we don't take care of it, we're not going to have it. It's going to be too late before they ever do anything to protect it. So,
Especially
Gotcha.
when the big
Thanks.
ones are that old and they grow
oh
so slowly.
yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. Like I'm going to tell you, like some of our biggest fish, like I think my boat record lengthwise stands at about 28 inches, and I've gotten two of those throughout uh, my guiding career.
Wow.
But we get a lot in in the 26 to 27 and a half inch range. Like we're getting a lot of those big fish, and some of those fish, I mean, those fish could be pushing 25 and 30 years old. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah,
And,
it's
it's
just
important to like let people know that
mhm.
fact, because most people just aren't informed, and it's not that they don't want to do the right thing. It's just they don't know any different. Like they think
No.
there's a million of them, and they maybe they grow fast. I don't know, but
Yep. Yeah,
so
no, I totally agree. And that's why like everybody that I guide for, they understand the program. They understand how my trips work. I don't and I'll say this, like I'm not against keeping a few smaller ones, like I'll usually keep stuff maybe in the 4 to 5 pound range, like something maybe up to 18 inches max. You know what I mean?
yep.
I don't mind keeping the smaller fish, but anything that's even close to 20 or above, it always gets released. And everybody that fishes with me understands that and knows that and understands the importance of it. So um uh that's the one thing that I really do appreciate about my clients and the people that come fishing with me is
Mhm.
and a lot of them just didn't understand or didn't know from the get-go. And when you explain to them what a special fishery it is to begin with, you do see the light bulb go on. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it's really nice to see.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks again,
So,
Scotty, and
yeah,
look us up when you're passing through Charleston.
yeah. Oh, for
Yeah.
sure, I will do. I'm looking forward to it, and I would love to get on with you guys again this season when I have things going. Oh, and I'm super excited about this about the new app you guys just dropped.
Did you download it yet?
I'm going to as soon as we get
Okay.
off here, because that was one of the hardest things.
Yes.
There was some weeks like I had released no lie, probably 100 sheeps over 20 by a Wednesday,
Yeah.
from Monday to Wednesday. And it was just impossible to snap, log tag, fill it all out. So the new app I am super pumped about.
So
So
it's so easy now. You can actually do it live. What
on
just
the
take a
fly.
photo through the app and
Yep.
just it's really fast. So
Yeah, can't
but
wait for that.
yeah. Well, let us know what you think when you use
Yeah.
it,
Oh, I definitely will. I definitely
and
will.
thank Michael for developing
Yep.
it.
Thanks, Mike. And it was Adam, right? Yeah, it was
That's
good
right.
talking
That's
to
right.
you guys.
You
Nice
And
meeting
Likewise.
you.
yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Yep.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Scott.
take care. See ya.
Thanks, Scotty.
Let's see. Oops. Oh man. Okay. Give me 1 second while I upload our thing again. Um, I got rid of it by mistake.
Hey, so while we
Good.
have a down second, do you want to just talk quick about some of the states in our region, with respect to the freeze and what aren't Virginia and North Carolina, like what's going on there with
Yes, great point. Because I don't have a slide on that topic. So, if you live in Virginia or North Carolina, you're keenly aware that this winter's been pretty rough for cold, and the Chesapeake was like practically frozen over which hasn't happened since like the 1970s, I think, something. So if you remember in 2021, we made up some decals along with Speckled Truth to kind of help encourage people to just voluntarily release all their fish for the coming year. Voluntarily being the key word, because it's known and documented that the more people release those fish, it'll recover much faster than it would otherwise. North Carolina's already taken the steps to close the fishery, commercial and rec, through June 30th. But that's not covering the entire spawning season of trout, which goes through September. So we're going to we are working with Charlie Church. A lot of you know Charlie. He has a graphic design business, and he's making up some decal designs. We're going to print up a bunch of decals and distribute them around North Carolina, Virginia for free for the asking, and just kind of have another kind of, what do they call it, initiative to encourage people to just make the choice to voluntary release, which is going to help the guides. It's going to help the rec anglers. I mean, it's even going to help commercial anglers if it recovers faster. So look for that. We'll be talking about that more in the near future. We're just trying to do what we can to help wherever we can around the country when this kind of thing happens. We're likely looking at a knockback in our trout here as well. We don't know exactly how bad yet, but we did last year. And this year is about the same in terms of the water temp profile. So be very surprised if we didn't see some effect. And we're going to probably just focus it on trout because they're the most vulnerable to the cold weather. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Adam. I think it'll be a good thing. And I think Speckled Truth is going to help fund it with us and be involved, which I think is great. All right, so I have my thing back now. I hit the wrong button and I took it off the screen. So let's do the giveaway. Let's talk about our month. So we had 515 entries in January, comprised of 295 reds, 180 trout, 37 striper, and 3 flounder. And I want to emphasize that we didn't accept any entries through our old database this year. And we only released this app to a small group of beta testers in January and released it publicly the third week of January. So to have that many entries right out the gate, I think is I'm appalled and pleasantly surprised, I guess you'd say, because we weren't sure how successful this transition would be. I mean, it's a giant change for us. But as you know, we've seen the feedback from people using it, and they're like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. This is a giant improvement." That being said, I feel like this year we're going to just blow that 10,000 barrier of releases out of the water once we get people to download the app and start using it. Again, it's just nothing but a way to make participating in the program easier. It's not like anyone's profiting off this. It's just,
Yep. Yeah,
so,
I think we need warmer weather too.
Yeah, and less
All the
trout
things.
kills would help too. Less trout kills. Let's
Yep.
go for less trout kills.
Yep.
That would help a lot. So breaking down the overall angler leaderboard, we had Caleb Tomberlin. If you have been following our program, you notice Caleb's like a celebrity. He's there, 57 releases in January. Matt Tinnell is a friend of ours. We met. Actually, I met him at the Toadfish tournament sort of wrap party, and he's a angler up in the northern part of South Carolina. He had 48. Again, Robert, Robert from Virginia. He's always on the top of our leaderboard. It took 14 releases to make the top 10 overall in the nation, with Rodney Jarman in the 10th spot. Just got this question. What's the app? Okay. Good question. We just go to your app store, whether it's iPhone or Android, and put in release over 20, and you'll find the app. You can download it, and it's pretty self-explanatory. If you have any issues, just let us know at support@releaseover20.org. Okay, the Red Drum leaderboard led by Matt Tinnell, we just talked about, with 42. Robert there with 24. Ron Lindvay, 2024 Influencer of the Year, a good friend of ours, had 6 for rounding out the top 10.
So in the app, you can see 20. Just want everybody to know I had 2, but I don't know if I'll ever make this leaderboard because I don't get out enough.
You'll get it.
One
now
day.
That you got that new
One
boat.
day. One day, there's a dream.
Top 10 speckled trout. I don't remember what a 20-inch speckled trout looks like anymore, but congrats to Caleb from Virginia with 52. That's pretty insane. Danny Nowak out of Florida with 23. And our own Mississippi State rep, Don Bellius, had 3 to round out the top 10. So good job, Don. Striper, led by Robert Montana in Virginia, 14. We had Brian Ford, he's from South Carolina, with 3. Keith Nuttall, everyone knows Keith. And my own self, running out with 1 striper release. 10th place. I'll take it. We only had 2 people enter flounder. We had Bradley Witherall with 2 and Richard Winman. So Richard's a friend of mine. He's out of Jacksonville. And that 2nd place flounder was a giant. It was like 8 pounds. It's a huge, huge flounder he caught. So congrats to him. He texted me to show me. He was so excited. Okay, state leaderboard, South Carolina taking the W with 210, followed by Florida and Virginia. And we had only 9 states participate this month, with Louisiana with 2. So again, being the transition to the app, like this is way better than I was expecting, to be honest. We'll gain momentum as we go.
I think I have a feeling Florida's going to start stomping on South Carolina soon.
They
got some
they
numbers
are because if you remember, we came out with this organization leaderboard thing that we have where you can sort of compete. And what's really cool, and I actually messaged Joe Simons from Salt Strong. I messaged him today, and I pointed out to him. I said, "Look at this." I said, "Your Salt Strong chapters, which are kind of like fishing clubs, they're competing against each other, and the St. Pete chapters look out for blood because the Charleston chapter won 2024 Organization of the Year." And I think St. Pete was like, "Oh, hell no." And you'll see in a second where they're at. So but before we get there, here's the guide leaderboard, as usual, led by Jimmy Skinner with 33. And then Evan Wheeler, who's our Florida Panhandle state rep, had 8 in 2nd place there. Got Capt Tanya's there. Got a couple new names, which is cool. Again, these are all being entered through the app. So I think the guides are as stoked about the app as anybody because they're entering, a lot of fish, and it makes their life a lot easier, saves them time. Okay, so getting back to organization. So check this out. So Salt Strong St. Pete's up there with 41 in January. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go post over in the Charleston chapter here. I keep meaning to.
Yeah, so they're there.
Try to get them riled up.
Yeah, they're entering for sure. So we got the Big Bend chapters there. The Salt Strong members is kind of like, I guess it's for people that aren't in a club. And then we asked, or the people at charlestonfishing.com, which is like a forum here in Charleston, asked to be included. So we added them, and they had 5, which is cool. Yeah, so I'm excited. I was hoping that this would take off, and I really think, like you said, I think Florida is going to really start. You know, they ought to be the amount of fishing that goes on in Florida. They're just, I guess they probably don't know about us, or
Yeah, for anybody listening, if you're part of a club or in Oregon, you want your org on here, send us an email. We'll get you added to the list.
yes.
And then whenever you're entering fish, it'll be in the drop down. You can select them.
So when they do that, Michael, tell them how that works as far as your profile.
Yeah. So for the for org selection stuff today, so when you're entering a fish, there'll be a section on the submission form. There'll be a little drop down, and there'll be an alphabetical list of all the different orgs that you can choose from. So if you choose an org, like if you're in Salt Strong St. Pete, you choose that selection. It's to kind of save that every time you come back to that form again. So when you come and you fly open that form again, it has that saved. It saves your state. It does a lot of like auto fill stuff to try to make it quick and easy and painless. Obviously, you can unlink it if you want to, but in the future, we'll probably have like a profile selection option where you can select it from there. But today it's just on the form, and it's going to remember that for you, so you don't have to do it every time. Yeah, and if you mess up, you can go and edit it as well and remove it, add it, whatever you need to do after the fact.
Right. It's like we call it sticky, like in the
sticky. Yes. Yep.
And here's an example. So I am, of course, a member of the board of directors of Release Over 20. So I'm part of that. I'm the co-owner of Ice Drake Fishing, so I'm part of that. And I'm also a member of charlestonfishing.com. So those are like sticky on my entry form because I selected them one time. Every time I enter a fish, they automatically tick. Each one of these ticks up by 1. All of these ones that I'm a member of, just to see how it works. So, because you can be a member of multiple different things.
Yep.
You just don't want to select something that you're not a member of. You know.
We have it. You can select up to 4 right now, which was an arbitrary number.
That's probably more than most people would have. Right.
I would love to be a member of 4, but if that's an issue, just let us know. We can adjust that.
Mm-hmm. And so at the end of the year, the number 1 organization gets an award from us. So that's what it's kind of for. Also breaking rates, but yeah. All right, let's do the giveaway, shall we? So Carrie's not here, so I guess I'll run through what's in the thing. So our captain's giveaway is only for guides. And the way it works is this package will go to the client who we choose, and the guide will get the choice of a Release Over 20 shirt or hat. So in this package, we've got some slick lures. We've got pure flat sticker. We got a mirror lure, 27 MR, Sticks HD hat, the Corky Season hat and sticker. Drum Spots t-shirt, some Z-Man scented paddlers, and some Twitch fishing, like a little retractable clip. And in the hold on a second, I always have to do this. In the guides, we have click the wrong thing. 49 entries to choose from. And if you know how we do this randomizer, and we'll roll it 3 times. The 3rd time will be the winner. So first one is 44, 9, and the winner is 28, which is Captain Jimmy Skinner. Yet again, I do want to mention every fish entry, whether it's a guide or an angler, is like a raffle ticket. And Jimmy, being the number one fish enterer, has the most raffle tickets, and he often wins. So the more you enter, the better chances of winning. So I'll be contacting him yet again as a winner. But his client, Greg Bolus, that's actually like a client group. And what I'm going to do is send Jimmy the photo from this 28-inch red drum, and he'll go find out who the actual angler is. I mean, it might be Greg, but it might be someone else in his party. And then we'll send it to him. So congrats, Jimmy, and congrats to your client. And we'll do giveaway A. And in this one, so this is the angler. So we don't picture this, but along with all this stuff, you also get a choice of a hat or a Release Number 20 shirt in partnership with our sponsor, Hook. So in this one, we have some Thick Tricks by Z-Man. We've got some Coastal Swim Baits, AFCO Koozie, AFCO Decal, Drum Spots, hat and shirt. Got some fish bites that are custom made for us, and Marshwear Koozie and Decal. And in the main draw, we have a lot more to choose from. We've got, we have 466. So we will 466. We'll roll 3 times. 27, 138. The winner is 299. And that is 299. Danny Nowak. We just talked about Danny. Congrats, Danny. He had a 21-inch speckled trout. You're the winner of giveaway A. Get a hold of you, bud. And congrats. And we'll do giveaway B. We got some slick lures, pure flat decal. We've got some ice drake jig heads. We have Drum Spots hat, some fish bites, some Z-Man Thick Tricks, and Epoch lithium battery tote. And that is this one. So we're going to roll 3 times for giveaway B. 298, 76. The winner is 262. 262 is right here, Matt Tinnell. We just talked about Matt too. He had a 21-inch red drum. So congrats to Matt. And our last giveaway, C. We've got a Slap a Fish decal, some Drum Spots playing cards, Drum Spots hat and shirt, some Z-Man Thick Tricks, Q8 Super Baits, and Sticks HD decal.
I like the Slap a Fish decal.
It's big. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a big one. All right. All right, 3 rolls. 273, 305. Winner is 461.
Oh, it's like almost the very end.
Yeah. Danny Nowak again. You could get a lottery ticket. This is the second time this has happened in the last 2 months, right?
Yep. Yep.
Same person won twice. Again, it's like, the more you enter, the better chances of winning. So congrats, Danny. He's going to get 2 packages. He had a 23-inch trout in that one. So awesome. So that's our giveaway. I'll get a hold of the winners. Guys, thanks for joining. I think that was a really
thank you.
Really good conversation with Scotty. Just great advocate for our program, but also for mostly for the fishery up there. I mean, the reason we added sheep's head to the program was the guys in the Northeast. To be honest, here in Charleston, they're not really in that much trouble because we have so much structure and so many offshore reefs and things that they're just not getting pressured as much as they are in the Northeast by a long shot. So, but thank you, Scotty. Scotty, look us up when you come to town. We'll take you out red fishing. And yeah, thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Talk to you
Thanks,
soon.
everyone, for
Have a good
participating
night.
season.
All right. Take care. Bye.